Hey, beautiful souls! As you can see, today I'm at the beach, just walking around, just enjoy my life. And I want to share another mind blowing experience. Uh, and in this particular experience, it happened recently actually. I was, I was going through some challenges, maybe a couple of weeks before, something like that. But I was kind of trying to go out of the body, having visions, things like that, just to find out what's going on, and at the same time, do my thing, do what I love to do. Just like waking the dormant abilities and put it online here. So that's my overall, wish, at least for now. So in this particular day, I closed my eyes, tried to go out of the body. Somehow I fell asleep, and then during that time I suddenly I popped up of my body, and then I was in a house. This house had like 3 floors, I think. It was a bit old house-ish, and I was on the top floor, and I was going to the kind of the top floor. You go kind of, it's like it's like on the top. It's a bit different than in the roof. So as I was going to the top floor, and it was like wood stairs, but it was dark. It was dark. I somehow just could see the stairs. It was like a little bit like yellow light. You just can see the stairs. And then in the room on the right side, the door was open, and it was dark there as well. So a being, I just felt it. I couldn't see it. You just like when you're connected, you just feel stuff. You sense even without seeing. It's like when you're in tune. It's like especially when you're outside the body. It's like it was like the animals in the wild. Let's say an animal is in the forest somewhere, and he or she can see nothing. Let's say a reindeer can see nothing, but the senses tells that reindeer that there's some dangers around, but the reindeer can't see it, But it just feels. It's like instinct. It's like, okay, there is something in the bush. I better go. And before you know, it was something there that was hiding, So it was like kind of that feeling. I didn't know where I was, but as it was dark, and the room was dark, and some energy was approaching, and I started freaking out. I don't know, it's in the body, man. I'm trying to clear out stuff, I think I am getting better, and I'm getting much, much, much better than before. Like, cannot be compared. Scale 1 to 10, compared to when I started this 2 years ago, I'm at 7 now. I will say, compared to 1 before. So as I excuse me, as I was seeing this being, I got afraid. I was thinking about going back and turning around, but then somehow, through the practice I've been doing, I said to myself, no, let's face fear. There's nothing to fear, Somehow I got trying to convince myself to not be afraid. Because when I was afraid, this being stopped. But when I kind of, let go, this being started approaching me again in the dark. And when I saw this being, it had like kind of dragon wings, in a sense. It had like dragon wings. It's the dragonflies. But it was a being. It was a female. She was kind of healthy, skinny, thin. And, it was a bit too much in a sense, because it was so real. And this being was approaching from the dark, and prior to that, I've been through some stuff as well, like fear-based, that I'm trying to clear. So this kind of situation wasn't helping the situation at the time, but I was doing my best with what I know. So as this being kind of approached more and more, I could see the wings like in slash first instinct, like an alien being or something from somewhere. Because this being was not from here, I just could see it, feel it, sense it. And then I just somehow, when this being was approaching me, I just couldn't see it in the eyes. I don't know, I was like 50-50 then. It was too close. And I was like, the reason is like because of something happened 2 weeks before, like some fear-based scenario that I just attracted, that I needed to go through and clear. So that made this experience a little bit like, because I normally have no fear, like I used to. I want to come in contact with those beings, because I know as long as I'm loving, I will attract love. If not, I will sense it, I will feel it from earlier experience where I kind of, from my teachings, observing and learning and growing and so on. So at that time, the being, as this being was approaching me, but come very close, I just turned around, and this being was trying to tell me, don't be afraid, But I was like, what you call it? I was a bit. When you've been hurt earlier somehow, and you're just like, what's the word? It's like I was feeling a little bit like somebody has hurt me, and I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know the word for that. But yeah, I had this kind of feeling inside me, but at the same time, I am me. Because when you go through this kind of process, sometimes it can be a little bit too much sometimes. But anyway, so as this being came and trying to convince me that not everything is right, I just turned around. I don't know why I did that, but this being kind of grabbed me here, and I felt the energy. Oh my God, it was like a mother loving energy. And it was like loving. The signature was perfect, you just can sense it. Okay. And then I said, okay, I'll go with this, but this is too much still, just guide me, So this being grabbed me here and was flying with the dragonflies. We went up like maybe 5 meters or 10 meters above or something like that. And this being, and I was I was like this. It was like an insectoid, but being like me. It was a female around 60, 70 years. I don't know, like compared to here, but she was very healthy and very, And she was grabbing me here and was lifting me. She was behind and she was flying. So as this happened, she took me to another place, like an old woody house in the woods somewhere, but I was inside. Maybe it was underground, I'm not sure. But there was this dimensional space, or this kind of room of treehouse, and she brought me there. And then there I saw another lady, and this lady reminded me of the lady in the Cinderella. Well, this magical lady that does with her thing and get the skirt from from Cinderella, just makes her magic in the cartoon movie. And this lady was similar to her, but not cartoon. She was like me, but I understood this is something elemental. I didn't know it at the time, but I've done research after. Those were elemental beings, and her eyes, my God, so blue, so big. She was short, she was very loving, and she was trying to comfort me, and I'm trying to get used to all those kind of things. And someday she had some, like a mouse, the things you make your clothes with when it's a hole or something. This that has the this troll thing you saw with. But this was empty, so she was like throwing this to the mouse, and the mouse, it was like a cat. And it was strange the way it was behaving. It's not from this dimension, it was from another one, from a higher one for sure. So this mouse was making us like, it was a mouse, but it was like not like a normal mouse. It was behaving a bit differently, slightly differently in the where it was behaving like a cat that did something unusual, and it was normal at that dimensional space where they were. So as I was doing, I was very glad. I was like, wow. And then this I was observing both beings, these other beings with the dragon wings, like a dragonfly wings. She came and she held me, and I said, "What's going on?" It's like, just slow, calm down. So I was like this, and she was holding me, and then this other elemental lady that we arrived to, the shorter one, they were friends, they were working together, and was trying to help me. I understood it right away. And she takes like a, I don't know the name, but like when you get the shot, this thing. It was quite big actually, like shit, it was like big. I said, what's going on? And I see she put some blue liquid inside. It was very bluish. And then she wanted to inject me in my ass. I said, okay, this is strange. But I said, okay, the signature is right, energy is right, so do what you're doing. Because I felt like, yeah, I was out of the body there. Even if I don't see her, I just could see her, feel her, sense her. And it was an amazing experience. So she put this shot in my ass, but before she put it, she like stung me. And it hurt, like it hurts here. It was like similar. Because I've done it here, shots when I was younger. I used to go to the doctor maybe for a week in a row, and I was getting the shots, I was getting these, but I remember how it felt when it went in your ass, like the first thing. But it was so real, and it's like, and I said, okay, Fred, okay. But then I realized, like, okay, I am actually very physical there, and this thing, even if it goes through, it's like through a holographic, you can see it. It's not like a normal meat suit, but it was, I don't know, light body, etheric body. But it was that, and she put this, and this shot too was like holographic. Everything was like holographic, technology beyond. And she put that shot in my ass. And I said, okay. And then she took another one, but the other one was green color, like green liquid. She put that as well, and it was like the same feeling as you get here when the doctor gives you a shot. But this shot was bigger. But it hurt the same, kind of, the first thing. And then after, I just feel illegal. And she said, yeah, now you have it. And then after that, I was suddenly so happy. I feel like Peter Pan. I was like there, I was flying, and I was observing, and it felt amazing, and they were happy for me. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. There were elementals. I didn't know, I've heard about them many years, but I never knew about those kind of beings. I knew they existed, but I forgot about it. I just didn't notice. But when I look back now, they have been a big part of my evolution as well. When I've been in nature, on the valleys, I heard things, I do things, strange things happen that I couldn't realize it was them. I thought maybe it was animals or things like that, but now I know they are there. So from now on, I just kind of put this to practice to see if I can connect more with them, and I am aware of them now. I wasn't aware before. This happened recently, so I wasn't aware of this, but maybe there was some kind of I'm gonna working with now, or did something with me, and I need to go there now and back and get more knowledge. Yeah, that's my intention now. But it was on the amazing. It's elementals. It's like, and then suddenly I was searching it, and like many people speak about elemental beings. Like, wow, I've been in nature now for a couple of years, like 3, 4 years, like, or at least 2, 3 years. I can remember that I was going, and then this thing actually appears. It's quite amazing, actually. The experience, the love I felt, and it was not like unconditional love, like really when I met those light beings, but this love was very sweet, very nice, very motherly. It like this dragon thing had the same similar signature as my mother when I was young. Like when I was young, and I felt like it was the word like you feel a bit hurt, and you were like, oh, you what's the word? I don't remember the word, but yeah, it's like very comforting. So it had the same signature as my mother, strange enough, and it somehow looked like my mother as well. Maybe I don't know. When I think about the color, the body, the expression, but we were two separate different beings. It didn't behave like a origin, like a mother, worried for you, like it was more like a advanced being. It was amazing. They were like two. Yeah, she was like my height, maybe a bit higher, and this other being was shorter than me, like a short Latino Spanish-ish size. She was a bit Latino, but she looked like this lady in the cartoon Cinderella movie when she gets transformed with the dress to go to marry to the prince or something like that. So it was like similar, but not exactly cartoon, but like the shape and the yeah. Her eyes was wow. I could see through inside. It was like a universe of itself was living there. I was blown away. So I hope you enjoyed the experience, and of course, stay in tune. Keep having a great day. Nourish yourself. Be at service if you can, and yeah, keep enjoying your day. See you in the next one.